Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into a topic that is absolutely central to career evolution for, seasoned professionals.
Right. At that point where you've built so much.
Exactly. If you spent decades building a career, climbed the ladder, maybe even reached the C-suite, you might be wondering, okay, what's next?
Mm-hmm.
Our mission today is really to unpack how that extensive executive experience, far from being a constraint, is actually, rocket fuel for a surprising new chapter, entrepreneurship later in your career.
A really interesting angle.
Yeah. And we're drawing insights from some great sources, including Your Executive Advantage, Leadership for C-Suite Excellence by Laura Johnson, and a really compelling article called The Entrepreneurial Executive, Starting Something New After 40 Years of Building Others' Dreams.
Good stuff.
So get ready, because the truth about who really succeeds in new ventures might just shift your perspective entirely. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. After decades in the corporate world, driving transformation, hitting those targets, there comes a point where even the most dedicated executive can feel kind of profound shift.
It happens.
That corner office that once felt like the peak, it might start to feel a little, restrictive.
Confining, maybe.
And those quarterly earnings calls, a bit repetitive. The strategic initiatives, maybe predictable. But it's not burnout, though, is it? It feels like something deeper.
That's a really important distinction you're making. It's typically not burnout. It's more like an evolution.
Evolution. Okay.
Yeah, seasoned executives aren't losing their edge. They're sharpening it, but maybe for a different purpose entirely.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about leaders like you listening, redesigning your careers for maximum strategic impact while still keeping that sophistication and depth you expect,
Right. Channeling that hard-won expertise in a new way. So if this is an evolution, a sharpening of the blade, then what does that new purpose look like? Because here's where it gets really interesting. And the data. Well, it completely challenges the conventional wisdom, all that Silicon Valley mythology we hear.
Oh, yeah. The narrative we all know.
Are you ready for this stat? A 60-year-old startup founder is 3 times as likely to found a successful startup as a 30-year-old founder.
3 times. It's pretty staggering when you first hear it.
It really is. It flips the script completely.
And the research just keeps backing it up. The University of Michigan found that senior entrepreneurs are actually 2 to 3 times more likely to start a new business than to just, say, drift into the gig economy.
Okay, so they're actively building things.
Actively building. And get this, an MIT study dug even deeper and found something even more astonishing. A 60-year-old founder is 1.7 times as likely to found a startup that ends up in the top 0.1% of all companies.
Wow, the top 0.1%.
Yeah.
Not just successful, but outlier success.
Exactly. We're talking about the highest echelon of performance.
So what does this all really mean for you listening right now? It means your executive experience isn't baggage. It's your ultimate advantage.
It's the rocket fuel. That's the perfect term for it.
Given that undeniable data, the big question is, why? What are the fundamental advantages that experienced executives bring to the table that just completely contradict this idea that entrepreneurship is, only for the young guns?
That's the critical question, isn't it? And it really boils down to, I think, 3 core pillars that you build up over decades.
Okay.
The first one is strategic acumen over technical agility. It's not just about coding the next app.
Right.
See it in the numbers. More than half, 54% actually, of America's small business owners are over 50, and their success rates, they speak volumes. 5 years after startup, 70% of ventures started by folks over 50 are still going strong.
Compared
to just 28% for enterprises launched by younger entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Big difference. And it comes down to those decades of navigating tricky market cycles, managing really complex stakeholder relationships, making tough calls with, let's be honest, incomplete information. That builds an entrepreneurial foundation you just can't teach quickly.
It's like ingrained pattern recognition.
That's a great way to put it. It's seeing the whole chessboard, not just the next move.
So it's not just about knowing the answers, maybe, but knowing the right questions to ask.
Yeah.
And seeing the problems others miss.
Exactly. Spotting the real problem and crafting an elegant solution. It's just operating on a different level.
Okay, so strategic acumen is number 1. What's next?
Second, there's financial fortitude and risk intelligence. This is a big one.
Ah, the money aspect.
Well, yes, but it's more than just having money. Over half of older entrepreneurs surveyed use cash, their own cash, as the main way to finance their startups.
Okay, so less reliance on VCs early on.
Much less. And get this, over a fourth of them use retirement funds for business investment. That's double the national average for all entrepreneurs.
Wow, that's significant. That implies a different approach to risk.
Exactly. It's not just about having deeper pockets, so that helps. It's about a really granular, nuanced understanding of risk versus reward, built over years. It lets you self-fund the tricky initial phases, keep control, and scale more strategically instead of being on that constant fundraising treadmill.
So it's not simply an ability to take more risk, maybe because they have more assets, but to understand risk in a way younger entrepreneurs just haven't had the time to learn through seeing cycles.
Precisely. It's intelligent risk-taking, grounded in experience, not reckless.
Okay. Strategic acumen, financial fortitude. What's the third pillar?
The third one is network velocity and market intelligence. That Rolodex, as we used to call it.
Showing our age there.
Maybe. But your professional network, your LinkedIn connections, your real inner circle, it isn't just a list of names. It's like compressed market intelligence built over decades.
Compressed market intelligence. I like that.
Think about an executive who spent, say, 25 years in automotive supply chains. They don't just know people. They understand the market inefficiencies, the subtle regulatory shifts, the competitive dynamics almost instantly. Younger entrepreneurs spend years just trying to figure that landscape out.
So it's an immediate, tangible head start in finding opportunities and partnerships.
Absolutely. It dramatically accelerates things.
That's a powerful set of advantages. It really does flip the script. Okay, so if this executive experience is so potent, the next logical question is, how does an experienced executive actually put this into practice? Let's maybe explore those strategic pathways you mentioned.
Absolutely. There are a few distinct routes. The first pathway we often see is strategic acquisition, buying excellence.
Okay, buying an existing business.
Exactly. For executives who have the capital and, crucially, deep industry expertise, acquiring an existing business can be the fastest path.
Right, you skip the whole startup uncertainty phase to some extent.
To some extent. Now, we often hear those scary stats about M&A deals failing, 70-75% fail.
Yeah, those numbers are daunting.
They are, but here's the crucial distinction. Those stats usually reflect big corporate M&A, often driven by financial engineering. When an experienced operator, someone with deep industry knowledge, spots an underperforming asset in their specific field, the success dynamics change completely.
So it's about operational expertise meeting opportunity.
Precisely. The advantages are pretty clear. Immediate cash flow, you've got established operations, existing customers, a proven business model that likely needs optimizing, not inventing.
And you can immediately start applying your executive skills.
Right away. Now, risk management is key here. Due diligence has to go way beyond just the financials. You need to understand the operational reality, the company culture.
Culture fit. Yeah.
Huge. You need a clear plan for creating value, not just cutting costs. And honestly, you need to be thinking about your succession plan or exit strategy from day one.
So it's about buying a foundation you know how to build on.
Perfectly put. You're buying a foundation, not just hoping an asset appreciates.
It's almost like they're playing chess, understanding the pieces already on the board, while maybe others are playing checkers, just reacting.
That's a great analogy. Okay, so that's acquisition. What's the second pathway?
What if you want to build something new?
Right. The second pathway is startup innovation, building the future. And again, let's bust a myth. It's a common misconception that all startup founders are, fresh out of college dorm rooms.
Goody stereotype.
Exactly. But the reality, the average age of tech startup founders is actually 45.
45. Okay, that's significant.
It really is. It reflects the fact that true breakthrough innovation often comes from deep domain expertise, not just youthful energy. Your ability to spot market gaps. That comes from years of seeing customer pain points up close, dealing with regulatory headaches, seeing the limits of existing tech.
So your past frustrations become your future opportunities.
That's often the case. The advantages for an executive starting up include, better problem identification, easier customer development through existing relationships.
Because people already trust you.
Exactly. Established credibility makes strategic partnerships easier to form, and often better capital efficiency because the execution is more focused, less trial and error.
And technology helps now too, right? It's maybe easier to start something without massive infrastructure.
Absolutely. Modern realities play a huge role. Things like AI and automation can lower technical barriers. Remote workforces minimize office costs. Digital marketing lets you target customers precisely. Cloud infrastructure, well, it removes a ton of old scaling constraints.
So starting something new is more accessible, especially if you bring that strategic direction.
Definitely. Okay, so we've got acquisition, starting from scratch. What's the third option?
Is there something in between?
There is, and it's often overlooked by high-level execs, but it shouldn't be. It's franchise leadership. Systematic excellence.
Franchising. Interesting. How does that fit the executive profile?
Well, the average franchise owner's age is 44, pretty close to that tech founder average. For executives, it offers this compelling blend. You get a proven business model, which reduces risk, but you still get to apply your leadership and operational skills.
Okay. But it's not just about running one coffee shop, right?
Exactly. The executive model of franchise ownership isn't about buying yourself a job running one location. It's more sophisticated.
How so?
It's focused on multi-unit development, maybe acquiring a whole territory for market dominance. It's about optimizing operations across multiple sites, sometimes even innovating within the franchise system itself.
So applying those C-suite skills to a proven system.
Precisely. And there's often a clearer exit strategy, like selling your units back to corporate or to another large franchisee. It's particularly good for execs with strong team-building backgrounds, like former corporate VPs or sales leaders. They know how to build and manage teams.
Makes sense. 3 very different but viable paths. Okay, this is all incredibly insightful, but let's talk risk. Given the sophisticated approach these executives often take, and maybe having more to lose later in their careers, how should their strategy for managing risk differ from, say, a younger founder who's maybe all in with less capital?
That's a crucial point. And again, it's not about avoiding risk. Experienced leaders understand risk is necessary. It's about risk intelligence.
Risk intelligence, okay.
Yeah. For sophisticated entrepreneurs, a diversification strategy is usually key. Think of it like a portfolio.
Not all eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Maybe multiple smaller investments instead of one huge bet. Leveraging your industry knowledge by staying within or adjacent to your area of expertise, that lowers risk too.
Right, stick to what you know.
And managing timelines, maybe having ventures with different maturation cycles, and critically always thinking about exit options, multiple paths to getting your investment back, plus hopefully a return.
So building multiple well-understood baskets.
That's a good way to think about it. And alongside that diversification, there needs to be a really robust wealth preservation framework.
Protecting the downside.
Absolutely. This often looks like a core satellite model. You ring fence, say, 70–80% of your net worth in traditional, safer investments. That's your bedrock.
Right.
Then you limit your entrepreneurial allocation, the satellite part, to maybe 20–30% of your net worth. This ensures your core financial stability isn't totally riding on the new venture.
Smart. What else?
Liquidity is vital. Keep enough cash readily available to cover 18–24 months of personal expenses. Things always take longer or cost more than planned.
Good rule of thumb.
And finally, optimize your insurance. Get comprehensive coverage for both your personal assets and your business assets. It's about building a financial fortress around your entrepreneurial activity.
That makes a lot of sense. It's a very deliberate, structured approach to risk. Now, shifting gears slightly. Building a new venture means building a new team. For an executive entrepreneur, that can be tricky, right? Attracting maybe younger talent, bridging generational gaps, different work cultures. How do you navigate that successfully?
Yeah, team building is absolutely critical, and it requires a specific approach. We call it the multi-generational leadership model.
Okay, what does that look like?
Well, your role as the seasoned executive is primarily the visionary, the strategic decision maker. You set the direction, the why.
Got it, the captain.
Kind of. Then you forge a strong operational partnership, often with younger talent. They bring the execution muscle, the digital fluency, that connection to current market vibes.
Experience meets execution.
Exactly. And you also need advisory integration. Bring in some peer-level executives, maybe for a board or just informal advice. Tap into that broader pool of wisdom.
Leverage your network again.
Always. And a really significant piece is what I'd call cultural translation. You have to actively build bridges between the wisdom of experience and the energy of innovation. Make sure everyone understands and respects what the other brings. It takes conscious effort.
Creating that synergy, not just putting people in a room.
Right. And tied to that is the compensation philosophy. You generally need to move beyond traditional corporate salary bands.
Okay, how so?
Successful executive entrepreneurs often create value-sharing arrangements. Think equity, profit sharing, phantom stock. ways to align incentives across everyone on the team.
So everyone feels like an owner.
Exactly. It ensures everyone's genuinely invested in the venture's success, while, importantly, you still preserve founder control and your core equity stake. It's about smart growth that benefits the whole team.
That sounds like a much more modern and, frankly, motivating way to build a team. Okay, looking at the big picture, it really feels like this isn't just a small trend. You see the proportion of experienced entrepreneurs growing, technology making things easier, people redefining retirement. It feels like a major shift.
It absolutely is. The convergence of tech enablement, these demographic shifts, and changing ideas about what retirement even means. It's creating unprecedented opportunities.
So the message isn't you missed the boat.
No, it's you're not catching the last train, you're engineering the next one. You have the tools and experience to build something significant.
Love that. Okay, so for our listener who's maybe feeling inspired by this, what are some really practical, actionable steps they could take? Maybe some quick wins to get started, and then a clearer roadmap.
Definitely. For immediate impact, say in the next 30, 60 days, I'd suggest focusing on two things. First, mine your own history for gold.
Okay.
Think about all those frustrations, those inefficiencies you saw day in, day out in your corporate life. Those aren't just complaints. They're market intelligence, potential opportunities.
Right. Problems waiting for solutions.
Exactly. And do a deep audit of your network, not just who you know, but what hidden opportunities might lie within those relationships. That's step one. Insight gathering.
Okay. Internal audit first.
Second quick win area. Start shaping your financial foundation. Develop a clear investment thesis for your potential entrepreneurial path. How much capital are you realistically willing and able to allocate?
Get real about the numbers.
Yes. And maybe assemble a small, informal advisory team, just 2 or 3 trusted peer executives you can bounce ideas off. These quick wins are about getting clarity and getting ready.
Insight and readiness. Got it. What about longer term?
For a long-term development roadmap, thinking over maybe 12 to 18 months, you can break it into phases. Phase 1, foundation and strategy, that's months 1 to 3.
Okay.
This is where you really define your mission. You do that deep business model analysis across those 3 pathways: acquisition, startup, franchise, figure out which fits, set up legal entities, banking, get your core professional advisors lined up, refine your personal brand as an entrepreneurial leader.
Laying the groundwork.
Absolutely. Then phase 2. Active opportunity development, say months 4 to 9. Now you move from planning to doing.
Getting hands dirty.
Right. You might be executing letters of intent, LOIs for an acquisition, or starting to build your operational team for a startup, securing key partnerships, maybe launching initial marketing. This is about getting the venture actually moving.
Making it real.
Then phase 3. Growth and optimization months 10 to maybe 18 or longer. Here, the focus shifts to achieving operational profitability, putting in systems for improvement, planning for expansion.
Building sustainability.
Exactly. And you're also seriously considering those longer-term things like succession planning and potential exit strategies, even if they feel far off. It's about building a scalable, valuable enterprise.
That's a really clear roadmap. How should someone measure success along the way? Is it just about the money?
Good question. Money matters, obviously, but it's not the only metric, especially for experienced executives. Financially, yes, you'll track ROI, maybe target something like 20-25% annual returns within 24 months, positive operating cash flow within 12-18 months. Those are reasonable goals.
Okay, tangible financial targets.
But you also need strategic achievement markers. Things like, are we achieving the market position we aimed for? How much has our valuable network expanded? Are we hitting operational excellence goals?
More qualitative, but still measurable.
Right. And don't forget personal fulfillment metrics. This is huge for this group. Things like, how much autonomy do I feel? What impact are we having? Is this contributing to my sense of legacy? How's my work-life integration?
The why behind doing it.
Absolutely. And finally, keep a risk management scorecard. Track your diversification ratio, make sure you're maintaining that liquidity buffer, check your insurance coverage, assess your exit readiness. It's about holistic success, not just the bottom line.
Wow. What an incredible deep dive. We've covered so much: the compelling evidence, the practical pathways, the mindset shifts needed for experienced executives to really thrive in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It genuinely feels like a game changer for anyone thinking about their next chapter.
It really can be, leveraging that immense wealth of knowledge and connections. It's powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
And that leads us maybe to a final provocative thought for you, our listener, to chew on. Given all this data, all these frameworks we've talked about today, What deeply ingrained assumptions about who gets to be an entrepreneur might you need to challenge within yourself to unlock your own unique executive advantage?
Hmm, that's a powerful question to end on. We've really only scratched the surface today, and these insights are explored in much more detail in the companion publication, Your Executive Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely encourage you to join our exclusive Substack community. It's for revolutionary leaders, folks who refuse to accept leadership as usual. Every Tuesday morning, you'll get strategic insights like these sent right to your inbox, perfect for a quiet moment of reflection.
It's a great resource.
Laura Johnson, the CEO of LAJ Careers LLC, is the expert guiding that journey. And in the community, we really dig into that intersection of visionary thinking and practical wisdom needed to transform organizations. Your leadership journey absolutely deserves this advantage.